I just created a hit song with AI that I'm ready to upload to Spotify in order to go viral. I used ChatGPT to come up with custom lyrics and prompts, then used Suno to generate the song, and then I used this new feature called Suno Studio in order to edit the song exactly how I want it to be. Check out how cool this sounds.
Last pick, gym class with the rip kicks. Teacher said next time. I said this is it, never had a shine. But
you're probably like me and you're tired of AI music that sounds robotic and gives you zero control over the final result, right? But Suno AI just changed everything. Suno just released Suno Studio, which lets you perfect any song like a professional producer without years of training. And trust me, I'm not a producer, but I created this banger. Watch this. I created this song with Suno.
Teacher said next time. I said this is it, never.
And then improved on it with Suno Studio.
Teacher said next time. I said this is it, never had a shine, but I had persistence. Every note they gave me.
And I did all of this in minutes with this brand new Suno Studio. And I'm going to show you the exact technique that I used. Also stick around throughout the video. I'm revealing the exact techniques that make this AI music sound more human and less AI. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I love using Suno to create really good songs, and my other tutorials have gotten 300,000 of views, and my Suno lyric maker has been downloaded over 30,000 times. So you can get that for free. There's a link in the description if you want to check that out. Disclaimer that Suno gave me early access to try out these features and make a video about it, so thank you Suno for early access. So here's what Suno Studio is. It's a music workstation that gives you full control over every element of your songs. So you can do multi-track editing, you can generate different layers and different instruments for different songs, you can split out your song into different stems and then edit each of these stems to your liking, and it gives you full MIDI exports, so you can use all of the stuff that you generate in your own music software like Logic, GarageBand, whatever you're using. And the best part about it is it comes with your Premiere account, so you don't need any other subscription than the one that you already have with Suno. I know your time is valuable, so let me show you exactly how it works. Let's log in.
Let him cook.
In order to access Suno Studio, click on the link in the description. It will either lead you right here to Suno Studio where you can enter the studio. Once you click on that, you are led to the Suno Studio. Alternatively, you can also sign up or sign in with the link in the description to regular Suno and click on the new Studio tab that should now be in your dashboard. As you can see here, you might have also already signed up for the waitlist. This has now arrived. Once you're in the studio, you can now see that you have 4 panels. You have the left-hand side with the regular creation dashboard that you're familiar with from the regular Suno, with the options to select your Suno model, whether you want to create, edit, or create an instrumental. You have the options to select audio, either you upload or record your own audio, to add a persona, if you already have that for consistency, or to add an inspo part. This lets you choose one of your playlists with a specific genre so that you can copy that style of music. And in just a second, I'll teach you how I created my own lyrics that don't sound like they're AI written. So hold on for just a second, I'll give you access to that for free. The style section, where I'll also teach you how to write better style lyrics, and advanced options that we will not touch in this particular video. Check out my other videos to dive deeper into those topics. In the second panel, you see the workspace where you can drag and drop songs into your editor on the middle. The third panel now is where the editor really truly shines. And on the right-hand side, we have specific modifiers that let you edit the middle panel a little bit better. Pro tip, you can also use your action keys 1, 2, and 3 in order to toggle on and off your different windows within this panel. I'm just going to show you one of my workflows on how I use this in order to create cool songs. Let me show you a song that I just created that I really like, and I want to change it just slightly because I have a few things in mind that I want to include in order to make this better. In order to do that, you can simply drag and drop it into the right-hand side. Once you've selected a song, I usually like to close the other panels in order to have more room for my editor. In this case, I'm going to just close the creation tab on the left-hand side. Once you select this, you can see that you have certain edit functionality on the right-hand side. You can change the speed, the tempo, and transpose. For this particular track, I'm going to extract the stems. And while the stems are generating, let me show you the song that I created.
Yeah, I was the last pick, gym class with the rip kicks. Teacher said next time. I said this is it, never had a shine, but I had persistence. Every note they gave me just built resistance. Hit first place. I don't need your crown. I rose from the floor, yeah.
Anyways, I already think the song is really good to begin with, but in order to make it better, I want to turn this into a masterpiece. Now that I selected extract stems, I can listen to the different stems on independently.
Whoa.
By clicking these arrows, I can bring them into my workspace one after another. And now that they're in this workspace, I can turn them on and off as I like. For example, if I don't want the vocal to be in it anymore, I just turn it off right here.
Gym class with the rip kicks. Shine, but I had persistence. jacket. Ripped seams on my jeans, but I wore them like armor.
Similarly, if I want to see how it sounds like without the piano, I just turn the piano off on the piano side.
Last pick, gym class with the rip kicks. Teacher said next time. I said this is it. Never had a shine, but I had persistence.
And this is already such a game changer because you can modify each of these stems independently. But there's more. Check this out. And here's where the crazy thing comes in. If I wanted to add to the song, I can simply click on Add New Track and say Follow Tempo on the right-hand side. Now this is where the magic happens. If I wanted strings to be included in the first part of the song, I can just simply drag that out right here and click on strings and say add instrument. And there we have it. It added this string to the background. And it added this to the song. Let's see if that adds to the overall feel of the song.
Check it out.
Let me know what you think in the comments, but I think this works really well. We can now use exactly what we just did, and we can bring in the piano as the strings fade, as the person comes in. So check this out.
Let's talk about the ones who never.
And now the piano will come in slowly.
Check it out. Let's talk about the ones who never got the gold medal. Still cross the line with their chest out. Yeah. I was the last.
And then as we fade in the whole song, we will fade out the strings right here. Let's bring this down one bar. And actually we can just cut it off here completely. And let's have another listen.
The ones who never got the gold medal. Still cross the line with their chest out. Yeah. I was the last pick, gym class with the rip kicks. Teacher said next time.
That sounds awesome. Here's a pro tip to make your songs stand out more and add your own personal fingerprint and personal touch to AI generated music. For this first bar, where the drums hit, I like to kind of just pause the drums for a bar or for a few notes so that the vocals really stand out. Let's give it a listen.
The ones who never got the gold medal. I was the last pick, gym class with the rip kicks. Teacher said next time. I said this is it. Never.
I like this line here, like where he says teacher said that's it.
With the rip kicks, teacher said next time. I said this is it.
So for that whole thing, we will actually split and turn down the drums. So you can do that by clicking on here and click on split or select Command E. And we will do that right here as well. Let's take this out and see how it sounds like without the drums.
With the rip kicks, teacher said next time. I said this is it. Never had a shine, but I had persistence.
That already sounds so much better than what we had here. What do you think?
With the rip kicks, teacher said next time. I said this is it. Never had a.
And for comparison, let's take it out one more time.
Last pick, gym class with the rip kicks. Teacher said next time. I said this is it. Never had a shine, but I had persistence every note. Yeah, I was the last pick, gym class with the rip kicks. Teacher said next time. I said this is it. Never had a shine.
If you want to add different vocals to your song, you can do that too. Let's add a female vocalist to the second or third verse. Let's see how that sounds like. The way that I would do that is I would go to the song, click on this one here, and let's click on Remix. I want to click on creating a cover. This time I will click on female right here. I will select the weirdness at about 50%. I'll move the style influence to 65 and the audio influence, I want that to be very similar to my original one, except I want it to be female. So I'll move that all the way up to 80 and I'll click on create. All right, let's give it a listen.
Kicks, teacher said next time. I said this is it. Never had to shine, but I had persistence. Every note they gave me just built resistance. Hand me down.
And here's the other one.
With the rip kicks, teacher said next time. I said,
all right, I like this. Let's move this over into the vocal track and let's move this up. Let's compare the male and female vocals.
Said next time, I said this is it. Never had a shine, but I had persistence. Every note they gave me just built resistance.
Hand me down jacket, ripped seams on my jeans, but I wore them like armor stitch.
Hoping it seems, crowd laugh when I stumble, but I tighten the lace. Second, first place, it's still my race. Trophies on the shelf now. I got stories instead about the nights in the basement where I bled from the pen.
And this is how you add a duet. So yeah, this is how you can either create a male
said next
first.
Time, I said this is it. Never had a shine, but I
had persistence. Every note they gave me just built.
Or a female vocal chorus. And you can do that with different chords. If you want to have multiple style of singers, you can just generate them separately and move them over into your editor. By the way, if you're wondering how I got the lyrics and the prompt to the original songs before I started editing, this is how I do it. I go over to my custom GPT. It's called the AI Music Lyric and Prompt Generator that is custom trained for ChatGPT to write really good lyrics as well as Suno prompts. So as you can see here, this is exactly the lyrics that we're using for this particular song that created a banger in just the first generation. I'm giving you access to that for free with a link in the description, so check it out and I hope it's helpful for you to create really good songs. Simply click on the link, click on New Chat and say, create a song about subscribing to Mo's YouTube channel. And it came up with a really good Suno prompt, the lyric structure, and it creates Suno optimized lyrics with meta tags to make the song sound more realistic. If you want to go above and beyond that, I created a custom guide that goes into how to create realistic songs with this new editor as well as Suno in general. You can also get access to that with the link in the description where I cover in detail on how to craft really good prompts as well as lyrics. And as you can see here, I've even included the Suno AI Studio complete user guide that covers exactly what we're covering in this particular video and how to use it effectively. And if you want to go one step further, you can get access to the guide on how to make money with AI generated music, where I outline how you can use AI music to your advantage in order to make money. And there's a few examples in here with particular use cases and guides on how to implement them. All right, let me finish up the song, and then I'll show you how to export it so you can change it later in GarageBand or anywhere offline. And then I'll leave the song at the end of this video or in the description so you can listen to it. The last thing that I want to add to this here is a trumpet track. I really like a trumpet or a brass would sound really great here. So once again, I'm going to add another track. And this time I'm going to say I want brass in this song. And I think that would sound particularly good right here. I think it would sound really good during the chorus. So we'll go right here and we'll paint it in. And we'll click on brass and add instrument. We'll click on follow tempo and click on add instrument. And here is the first version. That's good already. If we want to check out a second version, here it is. I don't like this. Let's get another one.
A few moments later.
All right, let's listen to the brass. All right, so it is a supporting element that is more of a supporting chord rather than a melodic piece. Let's listen to this with the whole song.
Now I stand on the stage and I call it my home.
I like that little accent, but I kind of wanted it mainly for the chorus. So let's give it a listen.
I rose from the floor, yeah. I'm still around. Every stumble I took, turn it into a song.
It's barely noticeable, but it adds a little bit of richness. So I'm going to keep it in. I like that. All right, before we listen to the whole song, let me show you how you can export it, and then we'll compare how the original sounded versus the quick edits that we've made in the last few minutes. Suno makes it really easy to integrate this into your other projects now. You can simply click on export and you can export either the full song or you can export the multi-track. Let's click on that. Now exporting all of the different tracks independently so that you can import them into your GarageBand. While this is exporting, let's review the changes we've made in just a few minutes. First of all, we were able to extract the different stems from the original song. We have the vocals, we have the secondary vocals, different effects, as well as the percussion, keyboard, guitar, etc. Then we decided to move the keyboard to fade in over time so that it's not too overpowering in the beginning. So this is the keyboard in the beginning, fading in. Simultaneously, we decided that we wanted some strings that are replaced by the keyboard while the intro rolls. So these are the strings that we came up with. And altogether, the intro sounds like this now.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Check it out. Let's talk about the ones who never.
I really like the flow of the strings to the piano. It already gives it a lot of depth to it that hasn't been there before. Then after that, we decided that we wanted to go into the specific drum beat line and change just a little bit in order to add our own little oomph to it. In this case, we decided to add this tiny little break to the drum.
Last pick, gym class with the rip kicks. Teacher said next time. I said this is it. Never had a shine, but I had persistence.
I think that is just a nice touch. Then we showcase how to add different elements by adding this brass feature to the chorus. And we also tested out how this would sound like with a female artist.
Down jacket, rip seams on my jeans, but I wore 'em like
armor stitch, hoping the seams. Crowd laugh when I stumble, but I tighten the lace. Second, first place, it's still my race. Trophies on the shelf now. I got story instead about the nights in the basement where I bled from the pen.
But we decided to keep the male vocal as the predominant vocal. Now that we exported the file, we have the zip file right here. Once you unpack it, you can see that you have all of the different stems right here. You can go into your custom workflow and create a new project. And you can import them into your project by just dragging and dropping them into your editor. And here we have it. You can listen back and you can change any of them as you like.
oh, yeah.
Check it out.
Check it out. Let's talk about the ones who
You
never
can find
got
all
to
of the
go.
resources mentioned in this video with a link in the description, so feel free to grab your free lyric maker or the guide on how to make money with AI music. And here is the full final song that we just generated.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Check it out. Let's talk about the ones who never got the gold medal, but still crossed the line with their chest out. Yeah. I was the last pick, gym class with the rip kicks. Teacher said next time. I said this is it, never had a shine, but I had persistence. Every no they gave me just built resistance. Hand me down jacket, rip seams on my jeans, but I wore 'em like armor stitched, hoping the seams. Crowd laugh when I stumble, but I tighten the lace. Second, first place, it's still my race. Trophies on the shelf now. I got stories instead about the nights in the basement where I bled from the pen. Wrote 100 failed verses just to find my tone. Now I stand on the stage and I call it my home. Second verse place, I don't need your crown. I rose from the floor, yeah. I'm still around. Every stumble I took, turn it into a song. Second first place, been first all along. Second first place, been first all along. Clap for the winner, cameras on the sprinter, but the kid in the back's where the fire got simmered when the lights cut off. When the crowd went home, I was still at the park with a notebook alone. Didn't fit the picture, so I painted my frame. Didn't match the system, so I built my own lane. Said you'll never headline, said stick to your town. Now I'm flying overseas, stadium chanting it loud. And the suit in the office said you need a new sound, but the kid in the bleachers said don't water it down. So I spit for the outcast, late bloomers, the strays. Second, first place, that's the anthem we raise. I don't need your crown. I rose from the floor, yeah. I'm still around. Every stumble I took, turned it into a song. Second, first place, been first all along. Second, first place, been first all along. My mama said patience, my pop said grind, the clock said late, but the mic said shine. I was broke with a dream, thrift shop mentality turned out into fuel. Built reality, they said sit down, wait your turn, don't speak. I said nah, I'ma write bars every night of the week. Now the stage lights hit and the horns play loud, and the misfits and rejects all fill up the crowd. For the ones who got second, for the ones overlooked, for the chapters they skipped in the history books. I'ma hold this mic like a torch in the rain. Second, first place, but I'm running the game. Oh, we don't need to go. Oh, we don't need to shine. Oh, we just need the voice. And the story's mine. Oh, every loss was a seed I sowed. Second, hits.